Last time we finally truly automated all 6 science packs, and we can freely research towards any tech we want in any order, without having to manually interfere with supplies. Progress! But before we can direct full focus towards getting all achievements, there are a few small improvements we should make to the base before heading out. First of all, a new stone mine. It was the only resource of which we didn't hook up an external patch yet. And purple science heavily relies on stone. Speaking of purple science, once we finish the purple tech of Automation 3, we can upgrade the yellow and purple science assemblers to the Mark III variant. These can fit 2 extra modules, which means we can double the productivity bonus on these expensive science packs from 12 to 24%. Then we spend some time walking around the base. Literally around the base. Placing radars powered by a single solar panel. While that's only 20% of their power requirement, it keeps the radar's direct surroundings lit up at all times. Well, at least during the daytime. But hey, if an expansion should settle somewhere near my land, I'll see it by the next morning. Then about this quickly cobbled together rocket fuel setup. Well, actually it will do just fine. It is a little far away from the rest of our base, but we will need so little of it, it's not enough justification to rebuild the whole thing elsewhere. And indeed, I guess to no one's surprise, some of the modules we were making were intended for the Power Armor Mark II. We also saved up enough blue chips and low density structures and whatnot to make a whole slew of equipment for its gear grid. Nice. We then add one more ingredient to our main bus. Explosives. Wait, weren't main bus designs meant to be the exact opposite of spaghetti designs? Somehow I seem to keep combining those two concepts of a well-organized main bus and the utter chaos of spaghetti designs into a single spaghetti bus. Anyway, the explosives are meant for rockets, but we only want the explosive kind, so we spaghetti some more until somehow everything works together and only the explosive rockets end up in these chests over here. I don't even want to talk about it in more detail. The main question is, why do we even need the rockets? Well, a keen eye would spot there's way too many efficiency modules here for just the power armor. You know what else requires efficiency modules? Indeed, Spidertron does. Spidertron basically fully obsoletes my new and shiny Power Armor Mark II. It is a better physical armor, so we don't need shields. And we don't need legs either, since we'll be inside 8 of them. So rather than for defense, we can dedicate our whole power armor grid to an offensive task. So here we are making the only 100 laser turrets we will make for the entire playthrough. And we are not even going to place them anywhere on the map. We need the 100 laser turrets to make 20 personal laser defenses, which can fit in our now vacant power armor grid. Nice! We also made some extra portable fusion reactors, so we can quickly recharge the batteries between combat rounds. We are fully prepared. There's nothing else to do but watch a nice base time lapse while the Spidertron technology completes. And eventually, it is time. Ben the fish has returned from space to become the brain of Spider-Ben, the best armor in the game. Not only will he be a mean, lean, and not to mention speedy war machine, he will also help us move around the base with total disregard for any obstacles. No longer shall we get stuck behind pipes or be in the way to place an inserter. And we are not a minute too late to gear up for war. After 26 hours of playtime, the biters have made almost 400 expansions all over the map, and they are running out of nice green circled locations to expand into, which means they will start expanding into my base any moment now. But not if we can help it, they won't. It's Spiden time! Well, that wasn't quite as OP as I expected it to be, given how small this nest was. We are still missing a lot of important damage upgrades on our weaponry, and of course we are at 100% evolution 100% of the time. Okay, so it's gonna be a little tedious, but to take out the small expansions this will have to do. But man, those behemoth biters can still take a lot of laser beams to their face. But man, those behemoth biters can still take a lot of laser beams to their face. So for now we just avoid the naturally spawned nests, which are growing quite sizable further away from spawn, and we take out only the smaller expansions. And if we check back on the map, we can see that while the biters still control all territory, we are regenerating a lot of juicy green biter expansion locations, meaning the chance they'll expand into my base is strongly declining again. Nice! And so we continue for a while, and pretty soon most of the southern lands are listed as prime living locations by the biter realtors again. If only they knew what was to come. Well, they're realtors, they'd probably still scam you into buying the property. Anyway, we are undoing whole hours worth of biter expansions in mere minutes. Supremely satisfying. And as our weapon upgrades slowly roll in, we start to transform from our former maximize green chunks strategy to the get rid of nearby expansion chunks altogether strategy. This will require the biters to have to make several steps of expansions in my direction before it can even become a problem again. So this is clearly the superior strategy. And as a bonus of that nearby biter base cleanup, we finally gain access to that nearby northern oil field. It's not very rich to begin with, but it will provide decent support for the base for a little while. Meanwhile, we completed all laser damage upgrades, so we return to the south to clear up the bigger nests there as well. Much better. Not only do the lasers do over 50% extra damage now, they also fire significantly faster. And we have been saving up our rocket support to help take out the larger nests. That starts to clear things up quite nicely. We are about to take on 3 of the largest and most dangerous nests so far, so we are waiting for the next rocket upgrade technology to complete. But alas, somewhere some pipe got accidentally rotated or something, which has single-handedly stopped the entire base in its tracks, and the tech is stuck at 99% with no more yellow sign specks on the belts. Somehow we managed time and time again to do more damage to the factory ourselves than that the biters ever could. Oh well, let's do it without the upgrade then. Well, that still wasn't exactly hard, but I guess a little more wasteful than with the damage upgrade. Anyway, we desperately try to get some functional use out of our poison capsules, but it's in vain. Like I mentioned earlier, the mobile behemoths are just too strong to be significantly affected. And
3 hours later.
we have pushed back the biters significantly. But was it worth it? Okay, so they need 3 to 4 expansions stacked in my direction to become a problem again, but with some bad luck, that could happen in less than an hour. We will have to see. Actually, let's just see it now. I did a fun little simulation where it took about 5 hours for the biters to settle dangerously close by again, and about 10 hours before they reclaimed most of the lost land. And after 20 to 30 hours, they have completely undone my 4 hours of extermination effort. Anyway, that extra oil patch, though poor, could still outproduce our measly 8 refineries, so we doubled our complete refining and oil cracking setup, which will likely make it future-proof enough for the rest of this playthrough. And we also optimized our copper ore bottleneck by making sure the belts are fully compressed by side-loading the ore onto each individual belt, instead of just using a 4x4 balancer. Anyway, as the base is now fully built and supplied with all its needs, and the biters have been pushed back to a satisfactory degree, at least for now, we finally dare to open the achievements tab again. We are at 23 achievements out of 38, which means we have only gotten 4 new achievements post rocket launch, nearly 17 hours ago. Anyway, what still is left to achieve? Well, first of all, we need to research all technologies for this one, so let's get on with that, I suppose. We need to do some player supplying with logistics robots, which isn't that big of a deal, I guess. We then need a train to plan a 1000 tile path across our base. That's kinda hard at the moment without any rail network, I guess, but anyway. Also somehow on this hardcore deathless run, we need to get killed by said train. I wonder how that is going to work out then. Anyway, we also need to survive getting overrun by said train to get the Golem achievement. Moving on to the production based goals. We're about 3/4 on the way to a cool 1,000,000 green circuits, which is still at depressingly few pixels on the 20 million green circuits achievements bar, especially after 30 hours of gameplay. The red chips and blue chips are production per hour kind of goals, so we'll probably have to do them in dedicated production bursts, as we don't really need to expand their production for any other purposes anymore. Then there's Iron Throne 3. Well, I guess that's an automatic one once we start building green chip infrastructure. Then there's the cool kit achievements of steamrolling spawners and flaming forests. Lit. Literally. And eventually there's the utterly useless and uncomfortably out of the way achievement of minions. Have 100 combat robots following you. That doesn't sound too bad at first glance, but to be able to do that you need to invest several thousands of space science into arguably the most useless of the infinite technologies. 5 more levels of follower robot count, which means we need several expensive rocket launches with an expensive satellite on board, which is only unlocked by an expensive technology. What is the best way to tackle all of these? We'll discuss that next time.